I'm not a nutritionist, so in spite of what I've put up there, which is something that matches the theme of the session, I'm not going to be talking to you about nutrition, I'm afraid. I'm a fish behaviourist. I work in other areas of sustainability. That's our campus, looking out over the Timor Sea in Darwin. And I just want to, as we do in Australia, acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we work in Darwin, which is the Larrakia people, and here locally I believe it's the Ramaytush Ohlone people who are the traditional owners of this land we stand on today. So I belong to this new institute, and there's 4 new appointments there, and we each have our own area, and I've only put this up because I want to point out Beth in the top right-hand corner, my colleague, because she's in charge of pastoral systems, or as our director would put it, she got the cow job. As you see, she's sitting on grass, which is the feed of the cows, and actually what she's interested in is nutrition of animals and nutrition of humans from those animals. And so her work is quite wide-spanning, and that includes being part of a project that's looking into the sustainability of aquaculture feeds and alternative ingredients. And that's not just, analysing them or feeding them to fish. There are experiments, but they're mapping, they're modelling, and coming up with future scenarios trying to be a bit more holistic about the ecosystem and aquaculture. So that's Beth. As for myself, as I say, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do have some F3 relevant work going on, and I agree very much with Tom, who spoke in a panel on the first day, that there's another approach where there's a lot to be gained, which is actually adjusting the animal rather than the feed. I'm not a geneticist either, but we're doing some work on modulating the gut microbiome, and we believe we can have piscivorous fish do a much better job of digesting plant material through that, and while maintaining fish performance. So that would open the whole play to a wider basket of raw materials, and we're in the very early stages. So if I have the honour of being invited to the next F3 meeting, I'll look forward to showing you some results of that work. So that's just a summary of what I'm up to and where I am. What I wanted to do today that I thought might be interesting, particularly for those of you who were here way back in 2017 when I first got up on the stage as an entrant, was to show you where the company that I was with have got to with that feed that was the entry point for the first F3 challenge. So it's an important ingredient there was something called Novak. It looks like mud, as you can see. It's novel fermentation technology, improves performance and health it's for prawns, by the way, and it allows replacement of fish meal, and speaking to what Kristen was speaking of yesterday in his panel session, reducing protein in the feed and therefore total available nitrogen in the water. So this is some trials that were done in recirculating systems, and what you can see as a control there is a normal fish feed, and here is your F3 diet that was something like what was entered into that first F3 challenge. So it's got no fish meal, no fish oil, but it does have Novak. And the others are various combinations of with or without fish meal, fish oil, etc. And as you can see, they got great results, an improvement on the control, even with no fish meal and fish oil, but also better results where they had one or the other included with the Novak. So what they did was they then took these two and put them into a commercial system and did a some research there, a trial with the industry, and they got the same performance for both. That's looking at mean weight gain, but generally the performance was the same with no fish meal, no fish oil, F3 diet. However, for commercial reality, they want to get those extra gains that you saw in the previous graph. So the further work they've done has been combining lower protein, lower marine resources rather than none. And there's lots of graphs. I'm not going to show you them all, but this is just showing that FCR and weight gain were much better on the lower protein, lower fishery ingredient, but Novak included diet. And a summary of the rest of the work, as I said, protein was reduced by about 8%, and that led to the total available nitrogen in the water, so environmental improvement of 40%. They reduced FCR by 6%. Survival was increased because of the better health, and there was a reduced fish, FIFO or FFIF. And in general, you can reduce your FIFO, fish in, fish out, by about 0.5 with this product. In this case, it went from, I think, 0.86 to 0.4. Okay, so where are they going now? So those are the commercial results. This was 12 ponds of each treatment. They make this stuff in prawn ponds, okay? They obviously don't have prawns in them. It's dedicated to it. And this is their manufacturing plant in Thailand. And they're in the process of upscaling. With this particular site, there's a feed mill right in the middle of it. That's where they actually make the stuff. And they can make 2,500 metric tons on that current site. And they're going to start selling it as a supplement because they're not going to be able to make enough feed to go out into the market, especially in Asia. So this, it'll be called, I think, Propel Booster or something, for inclusion at 5% in whatever diet the feed companies wish to use. So that's where that product is going, and the F3 challenge, that first one, played a big part in helping us get that up and going. And that's it. Thank you very much.